Hey, my name is Shaquille Majuri here for Fansided MMA and Phil DeFries. I was going through your Instagram and I need you to make sense of this photo for me. You were in like a mask and you had wires stuck up on you and you look like Bane out of Batman. What was going on?
Yeah, it was like the promotional video. It's like kind of like a Universal Soldier sort of thing. It was a lot of fun shooting it. I liked it. Yeah, it was really good. Feeling like a Jean-Claude Van Damme for a day.
Cool. So that wasn't any sort of like cryo thing. That was a fight. That was a fight promo video.
Oh yeah, that was promotional
I
work.
love, dude.
Yeah,
That is
I'm
genius.
like all this file stuff.
That is so much fun. I'm one to constantly harp, as everyone does, maybe sometimes not deservingly, but I always harp on the UFC and to a lesser extent, a lot of the North American promotions for not taking that extra time to really promote their fighters in interesting ways. Do you like that KSW gives you that kind of cool superhero
Oh yeah,
treatment?
all the promotional work they do is top notch. They really invest a lot of time in it and money in promoting you. That's a lot of fun doing like the video shoots as well.
Some fighters like the media aspect of MMA, others don't. But is it nice? Do you enjoy the fact that the promotion shows that they care in marketing you?
Oh yes, I mean it's a little bit of it's really good. I'm primarily I like being in the gym fighting, but interviews now and then I'm starting to enjoy them. I'm getting more comfortable, so it's enjoyable too.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. One other thing I had to ask you about. I'm sure someone would like me to talk about MMA at some point. We'll get there, I promise. You
Yeah.
posted a link to a Submission Radio interview that you were part of recently. I didn't get the chance to watch it in its entirety, but you mentioned dick grabbing in the post,
Yeah.
and I just need to ask because I'm a little confused.
Well, when I fought Brett Rogers in Japan, me and my corner man, we'd heard all the stories about him. Like my corner man was like, "Oh, I've invited Brett Rogers out with us," and I was like, "Oh, fucking do we?" I heard all these like sicko stories about him. So we were in this nightclub in Japan. Didn't put his hand in his pocket all night. We were buying him drinks all night. I felt kind of half sorry for him. And he was like harassing these like Australian backpacker types, and like what they
Yeah.
were coming up to us and going, "Is this guy with you?" And I was like, "Well, he's come with us, but we don't know him. It's like he's got nothing to do with us. Just like leave us alone." And he came up to us and he was like patting me on my dick, like patting me to get my attention. So I thought it was like innocent, like accidental dick patting. So I just went like, "What, Brett?" And he just turned his hand and just fucking grabbed my dick. You know what I mean? Full on grabbed my cock. So I went to my corner man, Dave. I went, Dave. We have to get out of here. I went, Rogers has just felt my dick. And he went, he felt mine 5 minutes ago. And I was like, why didn't you say something? I could have got out of there.
What?
Yeah, so we ran away. Got out of there.
Why? Like, if you had to guess, why? Why would he grab everyone's dick?
But he's done it. He's in jail. He's a known dick grabber. Have you not seen where he grabbed someone's dick, went to jail, and he got in trouble for more dick grabbing in jail? I think it's his thing.
Like, does it get him off? Do you think, or?
Oh, I mean, in the fight game, we've all heard a lot of stories about Brett Rogers. I think he's like a very sick individual.
Well, I have to say this is the first I've heard. So I take it you're never going to sign a contract to fight Brett Rogers again.
Well, money talks, but I think he's done now.
Fair enough. Now, let's talk about your fight a little bit. You take on Thomas Narkin at KSLB 47 this Saturday, March 23rd. This is a super fight. You, the heavyweight champion, him, the light heavyweight champion, correct?
Yeah, that's it.
What do you make of these super fights? Because obviously, in your position, I'm sure it's a great thing, but we've been seeing a lot of these super fights in MMA. And especially with the bigger promotions, you see it kind of holding up divisions a lot. Do you think, in general, MMA is going overboard with these super fights?
Yeah, I mean, they never used to happen a while ago. I mean, it's great. It's great exposure for the two
Yeah.
fighters involved. But it does, like, there's other guys out there, like the light heavyweight number one seed in KSW. I'm sure he's thinking, I'd like to fight for the light heavyweight title, and that's going to put him off for a bit. But I'm glad it's happening to me. But if I was getting held up, I'd probably be pissed off.
Fair enough. Where do you think your future lies in terms of weight classes?
Oh, heavyweight always. I'm a top end heavyweight. I'm quite heavy for the weight. Weight cutting something you have to learn when I think the mentality and toughness you need to cut that weight. I think you got to learn that when you're young. So I can't. I had to cut 5. I came in quite heavy last time. I had to cut 5 kilograms, but that was just like a day of not eating and drinking. You know, it was easy. Like what these poor guys do to themselves, I want nothing to do with that. You know.
No, fair enough. And, I think MMA at times can be quite the physical and mental grind. If anything you can do to make that job a little bit easier, I think makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy my food. You know, I train hard, then I go have a pizza and some chocolate. You know,
Pizza,
it makes it worthwhile. Wouldn't be the same if I'd like had an iceberg lettuce.
What is it about pizza? Like me, myself included, but like if there's one food I could eat every day and not get tired of, it's probably pizza.
Well, it's delicious for one, isn't it? It's got hit to all the boxes, cheese, bready sort of stuff. Just good stuff, isn't it?
Delicious. Now, you're on a 4-fight winning streak right now. If I'm not mistaken, you haven't been on a win streak since you first started in this sport, since your 8-0 run. I want to get to the good and the bad of that, but let's end on a high note. What was that stretch like from about 2012 to recently when you got that win streak? At your lowest, how were you feeling?
Oh well, I was suffering from severe anxiety and depression at one point. Since I'd got medical treatment for my anxiety, that the win streaks happened. Now I've beat the anxiety. Like honestly, fighting was horrible before. I don't know why I did it. I hated every minute. Hated the training. Hated sparring. Hated fight week. Hated waiting. And hated terrified of the fight. And now I've got rid of those anxieties. I'm enjoying fighting now, and that my win streak is all thanks to me getting treatment for this anxiety. You know.
Was the anxiety something you've always dealt with, or did it sort of start appearing sometime around that UFC run?
It's something I've always had. I didn't realize I had it. I'd had it since I was a boy. I'd always been terrified. I couldn't make phone calls. I would have to, like, if I was leaving the house, I'd have to check and lock the door 5 times, and I'd be like,
I still do that. Jesus.
I'd go and check the oven, and then I'd go back out, and I'd have to check the door the 5 times. Like once I went to work, and I was like, have I left the dog outside? It's winter and the cold. I would have to get half a day in and go home and check the dog wasn't left outside in the cold. What I'd never do. It was in the bed, you know.
No, of course.
And, I got help for that anxiety, and ever since it's been great, you know. But like I said, I didn't know what it was, so that's why I left till I was 30 to get help.
No, I don't mean to pry, but I think it's really important, and it would even help me, and that's why I ask. Was your treatment medicine? Was it just talking to someone?
Oh, I mean, for me, I've spoken to a lot of people about. I'm quite open about it. You know, I want people with anxiety to get better, but I couldn't talk to anybody. I was so anxious. I couldn't see a therapist. So I got some medication. Nothing strong, nothing like intoxicating, and the pills worked wonders on me. Like after it takes 3 months the certain medicine I was taking to build up, but after 3 months I was anxiety free. The pills worked wonders for me. I've spoken to other people that haven't had the same success, and when I was anxiety free, I decided to get some sessions just to talk to people, but the pills are there's no side effects to it once you adjust it to them. And they keep asking me to reduce, but I'm just so happy on them. I don't see why, you know.
I'm really glad you mentioned that. How important is it for people who are struggling with mental illness now, whether they're taking medication or they're talking to someone? How important is it to stick it out? Because I know a lot of people who struggle with those first couple weeks with new medication, for example, and they just kind of get scared and run away from it. How important is it to stick with it and really give it a shot?
Oh, with the medication I'm on, it doesn't start working for 3 months. And when you first start taking it, there are side effects. Like I felt a little bit mixed up emotionally and stuff. But after 3 months, and the anxieties were gone, I felt amazing. But then all of a sudden I thought, well, I'm cured. So I was like, I don't need these pills. I'm cured. But a week later, come down on a ton of bricks. But yeah, I'm so happy I got those pills, you know. But it's not the answer for everybody. Joint medication and therapy, and sometimes I still get anxious, you know.
For sure.
But I'm a damn fool was.
We've been hearing a lot in the news and the media, even from fighters, about anxiety and all these mental illnesses. Is this something new, or is it something that people have always dealt with? We just haven't correctly diagnosed before, maybe didn't weight as heavily as we should have in the past?
Oh, I think in the past there was kind of a mentality of you suck it up and you don't talk about your feelings. Now I think it's allowed to be more open. But I do think social like structures like all the internet and Facebook and social media do contribute. I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but I think there's a lot of factors. I think
No,
maybe there was
fair.
a little less of a factor. Also, you didn't talk about it, but I wouldn't know.
No, I totally get it, man. I hate social media, but it kind of comes with the job description. Now,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have organised any of my fights on my 4 fight wins. Because I came off Facebook for 2 years. Then when I decided to have another go at the fight, and I went, I'm gonna have to turn it on. And
yeah.
now I'm a monster for like just browsing through it. It's like not good. I don't think.
How are you feeling now on this four-fight winning streak? Is this the best? Are you at the prime of your career right now?
Yeah, definitely. I've just started earning enough money so I can go away from my training camps again. So I've been a top team for this camp. I'm the fittest, best shape I've ever been, and my head's in the best place, and I feel great. I mean, like I said, the anxiety's ruined my stint in the UFC, and now I'm ready to take over. Like my best years are ahead of me now. I'm quite lucky to be a heavyweight. Like my 20 to 30, from 20 to 30, I was like the fighting years were ruined. But as a heavyweight, I last till I'm 40. So I'm lucky.
Yes. You have a background as a drugs counselor, right? Everyone's got their vices, but I think particularly in MMA, it takes a certain kind of commitment, almost borderline addiction sometimes. Are there any bad habits you see a lot of MMA fighters deal with, whether it's the way they spar or maybe drug use or anything like that? Is there something you maybe noticed as kind of a trend?
I mean, when I was young, I was definitely guilty of overtraining and sparring too much. But I don't know. It's kind of you have to learn to spar hard. I think you need to do your time sparring hard for a couple of years, then get used to it. So a big shot doesn't phase you. But it's definitely like now. I go light when I can. I mean, if someone wants to go light, I'll go light. If someone wants to go hard, I'll go hard. But I limit I don't spar out of camp, and I try and go a bit lighter when possible. But I'm not want to shy away. If someone wants to go hard, it's just a fighting thing. But maybe I should.
Yeah. To each their own. Whatever you've been doing has been working, Phil. So I wouldn't stress it too much.
Yeah, but you got a full lifetime after fighting to worry about your brain,
Yes,
haven't
sir.
you? So you've got to limit the headshots.
Do you see more fighters considering their life after fighting? Because I think for a long time, many of them were just thinking about the here and the now.
Yeah, I think there wasn't the people didn't know about the concussive head trauma and stuff so much 10 years ago. It's out in the open how dangerous it is now, and the training methods are better. But it's ever I didn't really give a shit about it myself until I had kids, and I thought there's a lot I'm not going to be alive 10 more years. I want to be alive till I'm 70 looking after these kids. Well, no, hopefully longer,
Yeah.
for my own death. But I want to be living a long time. I want to be in good shape looking after these little ones.
Now, just to wrap up on the fight game, do you have a prediction on this upcoming bout?
Yeah, I'm going to get the finish. I think he's bitten off more than he can chew. I'm better than him, man. I'm bigger than him. And I think when I get a hold of him, I'm just going to be so much stronger than him. I'm like most heavyweights I roll with. I'm a lot stronger than them, and he's a light heavyweight. I feel like he's just going to get squished a little bit. Bless him.
What's next for you? Do you plan on staying with KSW for the long run? What's kind of great about MMA right now is there's a lot of promotions, scoring TV deals, streaming deals. Do you see yourself heading back to North America, or is KSW home?
I mean, KSW's been fantastically good to us. I like the owners; they're a great company, and I'm very happy sticking with them. But the name of the game for me is getting cash for my kids. So, but it would take if KSW offered the same money as somewhere else, I would stay with KSW.
Yeah.
But I've got a feeling I'm going to be with KSW for a long time. Like I said, I would like to have a shot at becoming the UFC champ. Because now with my heads together, I feel great. But for now, KSW is home.
That's really interesting. Let's say, because obviously, you're a dad now, you've got kids to take care of, and I think a lot of fighters are starting to put their business first, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's say the UFC offers you a shot, but for less money than KSW. Do you chase the glory, or do you take the paycheck and take care of your family?
Immediate title shot.
Sorry?
What they offer me, immediate title shot.
I'm guessing they wouldn't.
Yeah, well, for immediate title shot, I would, because if you get a title,
Then you got the paycheck coming up right after.
I wouldn't go to UFC for the same money what KSW is paying. You know, they invest so much more in you, and I feel valued as a fighter. You know,
Yeah.
like the Martin and Maciek, they come and they talk to you, and I sense they are genuine good people. You know, I mean, business is business. You know, if I'm not good for their business, they might slices, but they're honest, and I feel like good blokes. You know.
That's awesome, man. Phil DeFries takes on Thomas Narkin at KSW 47 on Saturday, March 23rd. Phil, it is great to see that you're happy where you are and you're enjoying your career. Best of luck on your fight this Saturday.
Hey, thank you, man. Thanks for having me on the show.